So in a recent poll of 900 randomly selected adults, a president's approval rating stood at 45%. Make a 90% confidence interval for his approval rating by all students in the country, and then based on the confidence interval, test the null hypothesis that 45% of the country approved of the way he was handling his job at that time. Okay, so in StatCrunch, I'm going to go to Stat. We're looking at proportions here, so go to Proportion Stats, and we just have one sample, and we have a summary data. Okay, we have a total of 900 observations. Whoop. And 45% of those approved of the president. So you can actually put in 0.45 times 900. I'm pretty sure this will work. Or you can, in the calculator, compute that out. I'm going to leave this here just to make sure this will work this way, because I sometimes don't have a calculator super handy, and I want to be able to just to put that in. And we're doing a confidence interval and 90%. So one mistake I see students make is they'll leave it at the default of 95. So don't do that. And compute. Okay, so there's our interval, and we want to round to 3 places. And I'll be honest, I sometimes don't know exactly if they want a percent or a decimal. They usually want a decimal here and not a percent rounded to a decimal. If you're ever in doubt, you can always look at the example, view an example, and click through and see how the example ends up leaving the interval. Right there. So as decimals. Now again, notice all the work that StatCrunch is doing for us here. Having to do all this by hand was the old way to do it. Not sure why they continue to do it this way, but they do. So that's why I'm making these videos, right? So you can see how to do these via StatCrunch. Okay, so I went ahead and put between 0.423 and 0.477, and let's check our answer on that. Okay, so we need to be able to interpret this interval, because anybody can, not anybody, but it's much easier to create the interval, right? I mean, the statistical analysis part is the easiest part that we do these days because we can use a StatCrunch to do this. So the null hypothesis is that 45% of the country approves of the way that he's doing. Notice that 45% is in our confidence interval here. So we're going to fail to reject. If it were outside of that, then I would reject. So I hope that helps.